Hello guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to use Capcut to edit videos. So don't worry if you are an absolute beginner, this video is actually meant for you. So reading from the features of the app and to the functionalities and every aspect of the app, I'm going to show you clearly on how you can start using this app to be creating mind-blowing videos, and also try to stick to the end because I'm going to show you some of my tricks I use to get my very nice videos, from color grading to upgrading my audio very well. Alright.
So I will start here by opening Capcut. Now if you don't have Capcut on your device, you can go to your Windows Store, your Microsoft Store if you're using a Windows PC, and download it, or go to Google browser. So once you check on the browser, you can now download it using Uptown, or you go to the official website. And once you're done doing that, you follow the simple steps and get it installed like any other application. So let's go ahead and open the Capcut. So this is the first thing you're gonna see, the different projects you have. These are some projects I'm already working on, but I'll go ahead and create a new project. Alright, so here it opens. So let's see some of the features here. But the first thing I'll do will be to import a file. You can import videos, audios, or photos, any of them. So this is one way you can import simply by clicking here on import, and then navigate to the particular folder of where the files are, or you can simply go to the folder first of all. So this is the folder where I want to use, and this is the particular video I want to use for this. So you can simply drag it and drop it on the app here. That could work. Alright, so I've been able to import it. Or let me just delete it and bring it in again. You can even bring in folder if you wanted a whole folder. You can just go back to where the file, this is the folder I'm looking at. You can just drag the folder into Capcut, and it imports the whole folder, the whole files in the folder. Or you can just click on import here, and once you navigate to where a folder is, for instance this folder, you just click on import folder, and that works very well. Okay, so I will just go ahead and delete this and import only that single file I wanted. So now we've been able to import our file. I'll go ahead and import one more thing here, an audio. So let me go ahead and navigate to where it is. Okay, so let's start from the video. Alright, so the first thing you will notice is if you just hover on the video and right click on it, it will automatically start playing. Okay, so the video will start playing here. Or if it is audio, once you click, you can hear it. The audio is already playing there. If you just click out here, it stops. Now for you to start editing them, you need to bring them into timeline. This section, we call it timeline. Okay, you will have the where you place your videos and stack them up one after the other like we're gonna do now, and also the line for the audio. So let's start by bringing in the video here like this. So you just drag it down here and it stays. So this is it. I use spacebar to start the playing, or you simply go here, just hit spacebar and it plays. Okay, alright. Now there are different ways to import. You might not want to import the complete video here. So what you can do is, once you get to the video, you can simply drag this to cut this section that you wanted, and after that you can now just drag it into the same timeline, or you move it to stay above. Alright, so we'll come back to the timeline in a jiffy. Let me just do a quick review of some of the tools you would need, especially as a beginner. So let's look at the first thing here is where here, this particular one is the media, where we are already in, where you have your different files, your photos, or whatever you want to work with stays here. Okay, let me just do one thing and also import a photo so that we just have the alright, okay, that is it. So that's where we are under media. Then you have audio. Now these audio are not the audios you bring in yourself, they are the audios that comes with the software. Okay, so you just simply click on, like I've downloaded some of them, so that is it. And you will notice this yellow color here because I've added them as my favorite. So if you have some audios you would want you use regularly, you can just click on this star here and they add to your favorite. Anyway, that's by the way. So that's all for audio. Next you have text. So once you want to add text, you simply click here from wherever you are. You just click here and add text. So if you click default text here, the text here has appeared, so you can go ahead and edit it from here and just say this is a test. All right, you can, once you do that, you can always move it to either ways you want. So soon we'll pay some close attention to making text better. So I'll just go ahead and use here and do. You actually have some more options apart from doing the default. You have your preset. If you've made some presets, I've already done some things ahead of time that I use, or you go to the effects, these ones are already done, or you go to the templates. So you could use any of these. Once you just have get them downloaded, you can use any of them. For instance, let me just pick one. This, for instance, I will just drag it and drop it. So here is the text. As you can see, let me move my playhead. This is my playhead. Let me move it to here where the text is. But let me just play and you see how the text appears with the animations that are already done for you. So you have some more controls here. Anyway, so that's it for text here. The next side I want you to see will be stickers. So they are quite simple. You just drag them, place them to use them, and that's it. Okay, so that's it for stickers. Let me delete these ones. Here again we have effects. We have effects here. They have the blur effect, sharpener effect. So how to use them is two ways you can use this effect. Either you drag it and place it on top of the timeline, right inside the timeline rather, and once you do that, it kind of, you would notice there is a different color on to show you that there is something else, or is an effect with the name there. So once you play this, see it has blurred, so you have the control here to either make the effect stronger or reduce it. So this is one way to do this. Let me undo this, or you can simply drag it and keep it on top of the timeline. Okay, so with this you can adjust where you want it to appear and where you don't want it to appear. So let's see now. So once it plays and gets to where the blur effect is in the timeline, the effect takes place, which you can also reduce and increase. So that is it for effect. You have tons of effects according to whatever you want. Then again we have transitions. So let me show you how transition works. I will import this same file again here. So let me just move this way. So you will see where this first video ended and where the second one started. So in between them, those are the places where you can put transition. So let's go back to the transition and select anyone. Let me see this white flash too. I will simply drag it and place it in between them. No, I don't want this. Okay, so let's just play and see what happens now. So I don't know, it's kind of nags sometimes, but it wouldn't happen like that on the real video once you're done exporting it. So you will notice there is a white flash that happened. Let me trim this a bit. Okay, let's use another something like black fade. We'll place it here and let's see. So you see what happened there. So that's how the transition works. So you just take your time and experiment and try to explore and see the one that works better for you. Then again, I will remove this because I don't want it for now. Now again, let's see filters. So they basically helped improve your video the same way you can place them inside, and the filter, you would notice there is a change in the video. Let me undo. Okay, so that is it. Or you place them on top, works pretty the same way as this. So let's see the part that doesn't have filter. So you see the part that has filtered. So that's what it's all about. You also take your time to see this. Now the last thing here, adjustments, we wouldn't get into this here since we will still meet it on this section. So I'll just skip that and we'll get back to it. Alright, so let's go back to our media. But then again, let's finish up these places. You have a few tools, like this is a beginners, for absolute beginners, so I wouldn't want to show you a lot of things. You will definitely come to understand them once you start using them. Or you also check my channel, and by the way, if you've not subscribed, make sure to subscribe and follow, because I have tons of tutorials on how to use Capcut. I also make specific video on specific features. Alright, for this you have an option here, select option, which is there by default. So once you click, right clicks on it, or left clicks rather, once you click on this, you will have the select, the split, select forward. So the select is simply the one we're using. We'll be able to move wherever we want to move, anywhere we want to move it. So that's the select. But if I'm to choose the split, just as the way they word, it is more like to slice, to cut the video. So if you see, once I bring it in, you will see this line, this dotted line here. So if I now click, the video has separated, it keeps splitting the video, cutting the video. Okay, I'll undo all this, turn it to one video. Or you simply use Ctrl B to choose, or simply click on B, it will switch. And yep, A is for select. Use A back to select, but I'm just prefer using wherever I want to split. I simply bring my playhead to where I want, select it and do Ctrl B and split, still retaining my select option. Alright, so another thing here is the undo and redo, which you can use the shortcuts on the keyboard. And this one, this is also split here, and this particular one is split and delete. So it deletes the right. Let me take for instance, if I select this, oops, so I already do that. So if I bring my playhead here and click here, it simply cuts and deletes the side on the right, on the left. So let me redo it. If I move it here and select this particular one, it will simply delete the one on the, sorry, I did the same thing again. So if I select this and move this playhead to this one, it simply delete the one on the right. So that is the way it works here. Then another thing you see here is the delete, which I simply would use backspace. But if you want, once you select the file, the element you want to delete, you just click here and it deletes. Let me undo this. So that is, now this particular one is for reverse. So once you click, select it and click on it, it does the reverse. The video plays in reverse. For this particular one is mirror. You want to change the position. In this video, I'm staying on the right side, but once I put it on mirror, it kind of acts as a reflection, moves me the other side. I'll undo this, and then the one here is rotate. This one is rotate, so as simple as that. And then the next one, which is also very important, is the crop. So this particular video, I just want it to be smaller. What I'll do is click here and can go ahead and crop to the part I want it to be, want to use, and then confirm. So that's it. Let me undo this. Or if I don't want to do it from here, you can simply right click here and go to edit, and you will see crop. So it's pretty still the same process, still does the same job. So here I'll undo this, and then the last set of things here, this is activating your magnet and all the rest of them, and auto snapping. Okay, the next thing I want to show here is this, which is very important, zooming your timeline. So you can use this plus, the minus or the plus, or simply drag it, so just to make it bigger so that you can see closely what you're doing. Okay, so that's just it here. Just leave it this level. I think this is pretty good for me at this point. All right, so lastly, on this area, this is the way the timeline works, but let me just show you this. You have the lock, which is the same thing for every other timeline. The lock, once you click on lock, you won't be able to do anything. You can't be able to split or do anything on the timeline that is locked. So if you know you don't want to mess up a timeline, you just click the lock. Let me unlock this. Next one is the eye, the visibility. Once you click here, it goes go hidden. Okay, so the audio and the video would not appear. That is it. And the next one is the audio. To mute it, once you click on it, the audio will just clear up, or the studio, until you unmute it. So now this timeline, this is the way it functions. So let me bring in the audio before we go to that. The audio stays under the video, so you just bring in your audio and it will stay on the audio track under the videos. So from here upwards is video, images, whatever you can post. Let me put this image, it stays here, so everything keeps stacking on top of each other. That's how it stays. So from the top, above, effect, or whatever you have stays here, but the audios stays below. You can bring in as many audios as you want and keep putting them either in line or under. So I'll just delete these two. Okay, so I'll just delete these two. And here I have a video, this particular video here, and another video. So let me just remove this and use a picture. It's sort of the same video, since it's the same video. Now this is the way this functions. Whatever that is below comes first. Okay, so anything you put on top of it covers it. Let me show you what I mean. If I get here, you notice the tablet is on top of the video, because the way it is arranged is just like you building a house or whatever. You see the video is below, so it shows the one that is on top of it, just as the way you place it. So just take note of that once you're working. All right, another thing I want to show on this area is the audio of your video. So let me just play here. Oh, let me just mute this. So you notice the audio is kind of fainty, and I'll also show you how we can be able to fix the audio, increase the volume, clear the background noise and everything. I actually shot this video without a microphone, but we'll see a way we can do and get it to have a very good sound. Okay, so here I just want to show you a few more options of what we can do. Once you get to any file or any element here, you right click on it, you see some more options. Now I don't want to get into a lot of things since this is a beginner's class. I just want to show you this particular feature here, extract audio. So it's more like detaching the audio, separating the audio from the video. So you see here it is, the audio has joined another timeline. So this is actually good if you're having some kind of editing. Let's say you have a set of two different clips, sorry, you have the same clips from two different cameras and you just want to show one over the other. You can just detach the audio and then do whatever you want to do with that, but I will just get this back onto. That is it. Now to start your editing, once you click on any of the media files you have here, for instance the video, once I click on the video, you watch this side, bunch of options comes out here. This is where you can make a lot of changes to your video. If I click on the image, you notice that of the image is different from that of the video. So you notice the video has some more options than the image. So if I also go to the audio and click, you notice it also has its unique on, like the volume level. You can increase the volume of your audio. So let's just see. Let me just play this. So you can hear the audio has increased, or you reduce the audio here, however you want. Okay, or you do fade in, do that simply making it start from lower volume up from the beginning, or you do fade out. So let me just go ahead and cut this so that we have a shorter audio. So for the fade out, it's the same thing here. So you just watch what it does that point. So that is it for fade in, fade out. Or you can also do this by, okay, let me just remove them completely. You can change the volume once you come to this. Okay, let me zoom this in so that you can see it better. Once you see this shape here, arrow up, arrow down, you now hold it and do the volume up, up, down, up, down. Okay, or if you come here, you can touch, let me remove this playhead. You can see this sign here, you can drag in the fade in, fade out, fade out. So that is it here. And for the audio, you have some more options here under the basic. You have normalize, the loudness normalize. So what it does basically is, if there are areas in the audio if there are areas in the audio that are kind of too loud, it tries to stabilize it, reduces it to make sure that everything stays under close, sound. Next one here is the noise reduction. This is very helpful. I use it as often as I can. So it helps clears the background noise. If there's background noise in your audio, it clears it. And another important feature here is the vocal isolation. I actually made a video on how I use vocal isolation to really get the results. So once you, for instance, let me stop this. I'm actually gonna use vocal isolation for this video, so let's just leave it for this particular one. So let's finish up the one for the audio. I think that just it here. Next one is the voice changer. You want to change the voice to robots or whatever you want to do. This is where it comes in. Another one is the speed. You want it to play faster. This is where you adjust the speed. So that is it here. So let's go now to the video file here. So under the file, you have video, audio, speed, animation, adjustments. So under basic, you have the first one, the scale. Take it bigger or smaller. Also change the position. So this basically is just to change the scale of your audio. And I also show you how you can use this for zoom, to zoom your audio. So let me just return it to normal. Just type 100 and adjust it back to the original size. Okay, so with it, all these other things, and just make sure your uniform scale is always on, which is, it's definitely on by default unless you don't want it. Next thing we have here is the blend. Okay, the blending mode. You're already used to some design. If you used to graphic design, you would have met this a number of times, but anyways, it shouldn't be an issue for you. Another one is the opacity. So that's pretty what it is. Then another important feature is stabilize or auto frame, the motion blur, and this, which are not really that important for now. So here you also meet your cutouts. Here you have the cutout. You have the chrome key option here. Okay, if I'm selecting chrome key here, I can pick this. If I want to remove this background color, this comes handy if you're using green screen. So I've picked the color I want to remove. You can increase this. So see, so it removes every color that looks like it's like that. So like I said, this works very much better with green screen. Or you can just do the auto cutout. This particular one will simply remove everything but leave the human. So let me just practice that here. I just need a shorter video for that, so it doesn't take time. Okay, so I want to use this particular video and do the auto cutout. Okay, as that is already in progress, let's see the next one, mask. So this is basically let me just do it in a very simple demonstration. Masking is very important to here. Let me bring in another video here and then use it for the masking. So I have another video here. If I go to it and go to the mask, so here I select the circle and I'll move it to the section I want to use. Can it actually increase or decrease it? So now I've gotten what I want to use. Alright, so now you've gotten the position you want to use, you can go ahead and click on basic. So once you click on it, you see it now comes out. You can now drag it and place it however wherever you want, and the video plays as a separate video. So the video plays as a separate video. So that's it for cropping. I will just leave this here. You can always reduce the size here, rescale it, and let me just leave it here. So that is it for the maxing. You have a number of features like using the feather and every other thing. So that is it here. Now the next thing we have here is the enhance, which you could do, but let's just leave that one for now. You don't really need to be doing that for now. So that is it under the video. We have the audio, that is the audio of the particular file element you've selected, in this case this. So under the audio I have a bunch of options just like we had on the other one, the exact thing. So it's here I want to use the vocal isolation. So this simply works this way. Let me cut out a small portion to use. I think it was from 5 seconds to 10 minutes. So this particular one now, let me just use it for this. Once I click on isolate, you have two options: to remove the vocals or to keep the vocals. So for me personally, I'll just keep the vocals. So what it does is, if there is any music playing on the background or any fainty noise or whatever, it kind of clears everything and only leaves my audio. So you can go ahead and try it and see the way it works. Or if you have a music or whatever, you just want to clear the voice and keep the audio, you just do the opposite of what I'm doing by doing remove vocals. So that is it for here. You now have speed for here. So this small file here, I can actually make the speed faster or slower. So let's see. Notice the size has changed on the timeline. It's now showing is 4.10. So let me see. See, it happens very fast. Or this is the normal, you can make it slower, so the spaces increases here. As you can see, it has turned to slow motion. So I'll just keep it back to the normal. So the next thing here is animation. Alright, this is actually helpful. Okay, the vocal isolation just finished, and then if I'm to play this, let me turn this off. So what I'll do here is to increase the volume so that we can hear it very well. Just put it at the peak, and I'll start playing it from the part that I did not clean up. Okay, let me increase the volume here too so that we hear everything. So if you listen again, let's listen again and hear. So I don't know if you can clearly hear this, but it's so much better. The background noise and everything disappears. So that is it for the isolation. Let's go back to what we're dealing with. We found on animations. So animations, let's see if I select the fading. Let me use shake here. So under in, so this is it here. It simply comes in with a shake, or you use this, either of them, or fading. So you also click on the out and use the one you want. That's the ending part of it, or any one you want. Or you have another one, the combo. This is kind of keeps repeating all through the video. Just download any one and use it here. So let me just turn off the in and the off and only use combo here. So this is ready. I'll select it. So all through the time of the video the effect happens. Okay, so that's how it is basically. I'll also turn this off. And then the lastly, what I want us to deal on this area is the adjustments. So it's simply where you have your color grading, your color curves and everything. So if you understand the little thing about color grading and all the rest of them, you wouldn't find it difficult to use. But anyways, as a beginner, what you can do is to use loots. Okay, you can use loots. Now I downloaded this loot already. They don't come with loots, so you can go ahead and go to some other websites and download them. They have a number of free ones online. So this is what it's like. So if I select any one on this, you see the color changes. Now I'll just leave it at none. And now go to the adjustments. Under adjustments, you have your temperature, the hue, and the saturation. Most times I don't really touch these two. Like I keep saying, it depends on the project you're doing. Could step up the saturation a bit, step it down. It depends on all the color you want, depending on what you want. So you mustn't go with mine, but this is the section I would want you to preferably follow this way. So one thing you do here, you drop the shadow. Okay, it kind of makes the things that are black to be black. Then the brightness, I will take it up a bit depending on the video to be a contrast. Yeah, I love it up a bit. Then the highlights can come up, the illumination can come up. So this is what it looks like now. The rest this side, I can leave it the way it is. So let's just turn off the adjustment and see. So this is it before, this is it after. You should notice a significant change here. Another thing you can also do here is to use the vignette. I love using this. So if you increase it, you will notice the effects here. So, or you take the opposite. So you can just put it up a bit. Alright, or you have the particles if you want to add some noise, or you want to make it more sharp or fade. So those options are yours depending on what you want. And you also have more options here, like a HSL. You have that. They use saturation and brightness, which you can always tweak, but we're not doing that for now. We have a separate video for that particularly. So these are the more options you have for color grading. Alright, so that is it for this section. Lastly, before we finish the video, I just want us to make a little edit. So lastly, before we finish, I just want us to make a little edit with the few things we have covered. Let me zoom this out, and I'll simply remove all this and bring them in again. Okay, so let me bring in this video. Okay, to do this, you just click here and cancel the original this. So this is the video. If you notice on this video, it started with me. I was actually alone, so I had to place the camera before I sat down to make the video. So the first thing I'll do here is to simply remove the part where I came to sit and think something distracted me. So I think this is where the video started. It's around here that the video started. You should know where your video started. Two ways I can do this is simply come to here. You see this sign comes out, drag it to here, or I simply do Ctrl B, and that is it. Another thing I want to do is to remove the ending part where I stood up to turn off the camera. So I'll simply move my this. Remember, you can always zoom this to see what you're doing. So this is where it ended, where I stood up. It's about 50 seconds now. So that is it, and that is it. Another thing here is this particular audio. Just want it to serve just the time, and I want to give it some fade in, fade out. So I'll simply do that by dragging this and dragging this. Okay, can zoom this to cover my entire screen now. Okay, I think this is okay. Oh, this is still bigger than my screen. You know what, let me just make this files smaller. So I'll simply click here, hold control, click here too, and then drag the two down at the same time. All right, this is okay. So here is it. I'll turn this on and then reduce the volume, and then see. So I'll click here and increase the volume of this video, or you simply do it here. Anywhere works. So there is one thing I kind of forgot to show, and that is keyframe. Once you go to your video or your audio, you always see this here. So I'll show you how this is used. Could use it to achieve a lot of things. So keyframe is simply telling once you click on it, you are now ready to put in something. Then once you click it out, it stops either a video or an audio or whatever, volume or whatever you want. So let's use it here, but then I want to split this video into some different parts. So I'll split here, I'll split here. So here's what I'm gonna do here, and I'll bring this file here on the second part, remove this and just put it here. I'm not actually trying to do anything nice, I just want to show you how to put these things up. So let's see, the first part of the video, I want to start it with zooming in. So I'll just cut off this a little bit. Okay, I want to start it with zooming in. So I'll come, let me zoom this in. So I'll come here just immediately after the video begins, and now go to position and style. Position and style, select on the keyframe. So you notice it's now having this active color on it, and the keyframe has appeared here. So if I turn it off, you see it disappears. Turn it on, it appears. So it has appeared. Now I'll go to where I want the zoom to stop. I just want it to happen in a few seconds. I just want it to zoom in slowly. Once it's here, I have it here. Two ways: if you touch any of this or you click here, it activates. And I will simply increase my this and then try to drag it a little bit so that it balances. So you see the keyframe has appeared. Now let me go back and play the video from the beginning. Alright, so you understand it now. This is how the keyframe works. Let me zoom this out a bit here. So this is it. This is what I actually wanted to do. Now if you notice, it has entered the second file, and the way I splitted it, and it has the original size. So what I want to do for this one is I just want it to be, since this is 156, I want to give this one something like 120 and hit enter. So let me push it to this extreme. So I try to make sure I'm always staying at the same position. So see the way it happens. So what I want to do here is this particular one. I just want to add some little animations on how it comes in and out. So I'll just use fade for the in, and just maybe use a little thing for the out. Alright, so that is it here. So we see the way it works. Now the last part of this, I want to do, so I want this one to be really inside, so I'll just increase it. Just want to do zoom out for this one. Okay, once it's here, I'll right click and then go to here. I've activated the keyframe. Let me move this a bit this side. So now the keyframe is being activated. I will now move this towards the ending where I want it to zoom out, and now remove the scaling to here. I think this is okay. 117 is okay. So let's go ahead and play this. Okay, so that is it here, and I think about that is okay. So I'll simply trim this to here and this to here. Just want them to be the same. Okay, so that's it for now. Lastly, what we do here is to add some text. I am not doing any color grading or anything here, fixing. So let's just add some text here. I can make my own text or use anyone already, but let me just do a fresh text myself. Simply go to default here. Leave it on. So here is the text I've added. You can always move it, reduce the size using this or using this to do the font size. So text has quite a number of things you can use on it. I just wanted to not to start from the beginning. So under the text, I will just add animation to it. I could use this one, the in. All right. So another thing here is under the text here, you can change the color to whichever one you want, but let's just leave it on white for now. You can or use the preset styles, these ones, any one of your choice. For that one, you can also use the keyframe to do the sizing and everything. But what I just want to show here is the background. Okay, you can add background to it. You have added a black background, so you can always change the background color to whatever you want. Increase how they round the edges. Let me increase the height and the width. Let me move this beyond the animation, so I can increase the round edges, as you can see. So this is it here, and that's about it. Actually, let me remove the, let me add the animation out. So let's just see this video within a jiffy. So again, you can actually add some sound effects to wherever the elements are shifting or anything. Okay, so once you're done with the whole work, what you can now do is to simply click here, export. And then select the, okay, here it's telling me my computer does not have space, but once you do that, you select the location, give it a title, and then just leave it on MP4. The codec all correct. You can choose any size you want here, and then that will be it. Then you go ahead and export it.
Thanks for watching the video, and do well to subscribe and follow for more content. My name is El Stanley Chima, and I'm with Elamedia.